criminals there speak your name the way criminals in Boston used to speak about me. Before they stopped speaking at all, you operate differently than I do. Messier, more personal. But we're in the same business, filling the gap that law enforcement leaves open. The gap where the victims fall through.
Heard about you too. The ghost in Boston. Russian mob. Human traffickers, corrupt businessmen. All dead or destroyed, efficient, clinical. Like surgery. Don't understand the restraint. The men you kill deserve worse than quick deaths. Deserve to feel what their victims felt. You give them mercy they never gave others. Why?
Because I'm not interested in what they deserve. I'm interested in what works. A clean kill stops a predator permanently. Torture gives them time to be rescued, to escape, to warn others. I don't need them to suffer. I need them to stop. The result is what matters, not my satisfaction. If I started enjoying the work, I'd become what I'm hunting. That line matters.
The moment you decide who lives and dies, you've left civilization behind. Pretending otherwise is self-deception. Comfortable lie you tell yourself so you can sleep. I don't sleep much. Don't need the lie. Know exactly what I am. Monster that hunts monsters. No pretense. No apology.
Fair enough. But let's talk about why we exist at all. Why does a city need men like us? The answer is always the same. The police. Not all of them, maybe not even most of them. But enough of them. Enough corrupt cops, enough protected criminals, enough deals made in back rooms that justice becomes a service available only to those who can afford it. Everyone else gets us. Or gets nothing.
Police in my city are a gang with badges. Watch them take payments from drug dealers while arresting addicts. Watch them beat confessions out of innocent men while guilty ones walked free because they knew the right people. Internal affairs is a joke. Cops investigating cops. Asking wolves to count the missing sheep. System designed to fail. Designed to protect its own.
You want specific examples? Let me give you some. Rampart Division, Los Angeles, late 1990s. Over 70 officers implicated in drug dealing, evidence planting, false arrests, bank robbery, and at least one murder. The crash unit was supposed to fight gangs. Instead, they became one. Rafael Perez got caught stealing cocaine from evidence. Started talking. Exposed the whole operation. Over 100 criminal convictions had to be overturned. And what happened to the officers? Most kept their pensions. Some got promotions. One became a reality TV star.
Heard about Rampart. Thought it was exceptional. One bad unit, one bad city. Then kept seeing the same pattern everywhere. Chicago had John Burge tortured over 100 suspects. Electric shocks, suffocation beatings. Did it for 20 years. Everyone knew. Nobody stopped him. Finally convicted in 2010. Not for torture. For lying about torture. Served 4 years. Kept his pension until he died. System doesn't punish its own. Protects them.
The pension detail is important because it tells you what the system actually values. John Burge tortured men into false confessions. Some of them spent decades in prison for crimes they didn't commit. Anthony Holmes, Daryl Cannon, Stanley Howard. Their lives destroyed because one cop liked hurting people and other cops let him. The city of Chicago has paid over $100 million in settlements and reparations. But Burge got his pension. He died comfortable. That's the message the system sends. We'll pay to clean up your mess. We won't take your retirement.
What about the ones who try to stop it? The good cops. Hear about them sometimes. Whistleblowers, truth tellers. What happens to them?
Frank Serpico, New York, 1970s. Tried to report corruption to his superiors. They ignored him. Tried to go higher. They ignored him. Finally went to the New York Times. Department turned on him. When he got shot in the face during a drug bust, his backup was suspiciously slow to call for help. He survived, left the country, lived in exile for years. The cops he exposed? Some lost their jobs. Most didn't. The blue wall of silence closed around them. Serpico became a cautionary tale, not about corruption, about what happens when you report it.
Christopher Dorner, Los Angeles, 2013, reported excessive force by his training officer. Got fired for it. Wrote a manifesto exposing corruption in LAPD. Then started killing. Cops, their families, burned to death in a cabin standoff. Media called him a terrorist. Maybe he was. But the corruption he described was real. LAPD admitted some of it after he was dead. When they were hunting him, they shot at 2 trucks that didn't even match his vehicle. Almost killed 2 women delivering newspapers. No officers charged. The message again, we protect our own. Everyone else is acceptable loss.
The drug war made it worse. When you criminalize substances that millions of people want, you create an underground economy worth billions. That money corrupts everything it touches. I've seen cops in Boston making more from drug dealers than from their salaries. Not street cops, detectives, surgeons, the ones who decide which cases get investigated and which ones disappear. The war on drugs isn't a failure. It's a success, just not for the public. for the cops and dealers and private prisons that feed on it.
Michael Dowd, New York, 1980s and 90s. Made $4,000 a week protecting drug dealers. Drove a red Corvette on a cop's salary. Nobody asked questions. When he finally got caught, testified that supervisors knew and did nothing. Said corruption was systemic, not individual bad apples. The whole orchard was rotten. Commission investigated, made recommendations. Most were ignored. 20 years later, same problems, different names.
So the question becomes, what do we do about it? You burn it down, I'm more surgical. But neither of us believes reform works. Civilian oversight boards get captured by the departments they're supposed to oversee. Body cameras get turned off at convenient moments. Consent decrees get signed and then ignored. The system resists accountability because accountability threatens the system. It's not a bug, it's the design.
4 years ago, vice detective running protection for human traffickers, young girls from Eastern Europe. Detective got a cut and made sure investigations went nowhere. Found him. Broke his hands first, then his knees. Then told him what was going to happen next. He talked, gave me names, locations, recorded everything. Left it for the FBI because local cops would have buried it. Detective tried to run, didn't get far. Found him in the river a week later. Official cause of death, suicide. He was shot twice in the back of the head. But sure, suicide. That's what the system does. Cleans up its messes, makes problems disappear. Only difference between them and us is we're honest about what we're doing. They hide behind badges and procedures and internal reviews. We just equalize. Without the pretense.